In the 2024 NFL Draft, there were 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round, with 3 of them going with the first 3 picks, and all of them within the top 12 picks. From projected franchise-altering talents to intriguing prospects with high ceilings, the first-round selections highlighted the league's ongoing quest for elite quarterback play. Normally, if you're drafting a QB with a first-round pick, you're most likely a team with a lot of losses the previous year, and hoping your new franchise star can lead them to victory. So, which one of these quarterbacks lived up to the hype of a first-round pick? Now that the 2024 NFL regular season has come to an end, let's reflect back to the draft and re-rank the rookie first-round quarterbacks from worst to first. Number 6 on our list is Minnesota Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy. It feels sort of wrong to put J.J. McCarthy on this list, but he was a QB drafted in the first round, so we have to acknowledge him. J.J. McCarthy was drafted 10th overall by the Vikings and didn't really get much of a chance this season. At some point during his first preseason game, he suffered a torn meniscus that required season-ending knee surgery. Since he hasn't been able to play, the Vikings went ahead and started Sam Darnold, and Darnold has had a Pro Bowl season, leading the Vikings to a 14-win season. This offseason will no doubt be an interesting one for the Vikings. You have a first-round pick who's coming off a knee injury and a veteran who revived his career. It'll be interesting to see what the Vikings do, but for the sake of this video, we had to put McCarthy last, or maybe just mark him down as honorable mention, and we'll make this video a top 5 list. Whatever you want to do. Moving on to number 5 on our list is Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons drafted Penix 8th overall, which instantly caused controversy. Going with Michael Penix Jr. was a shock to most fans on draft night, since the Falcons had literally just spent millions of dollars in guaranteed money to bring Kirk Cousins over to the squad. Penix began his rookie season as a backup to Kirk Cousins. The beginning of the 2024 NFL season got off to a hot start for Cousins, including a 500-yard passing game in Week 5 against the Bucs, which resulted in an overtime win. But then the struggles came. Cousins had a string of very bad games, including a 4-interception game against the Chargers, and that ultimately led him to being benched and Penix being named the starter. In his first NFL start against the New York Giants, Penix completed 18 of 27 passes for 202 yards, leading the Falcons to a 34-37 victory. Penix would start the final 2 games of the season, and both resulted in overtime losses to the Washington Commanders and the Carolina Panthers. Despite his efforts, the Falcons finished the season with a 7-9 record, missing the playoffs. Penix did, however, showcase good potential as a starting quarterback, providing optimism for the Falcon fans. In his rookie season, Penix started in 3 games, completed 61 of his 105 passing attempts for 775 passing yards, 4 total touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He also added 7 rushing attempts for 11 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. A small sample size, but there's reasons to believe the Falcons will improve next season. Number 4 on our list is the New England Patriots quarterback Drake Maye. The Patriots selected Maye with the 3rd overall pick and was an intriguing prospect since he has great upside, but had the least experience compared to his draft mates. He began his rookie season as a backup to veteran Jacoby Brissett. His moment to shine came in Week 6, with the Patriots at a 1-4 record. Maye was named the starting quarterback. In his first game against the Houston Texans, he completed 20 of 33 passes for 243 yards, throwing for 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Throughout the season, the Patriots struggled, but Maye demonstrated versatility with his rushing abilities, and with his first 10 passing touchdowns going to 10 different receivers. Drake Maye finished the season with 12 games starting, completing 225 of his 338 passing attempts for 2,276 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He also added 54 rushing attempts for 421 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. His development will be a focal point for the Patriots, with discussions around the team's strategy to support his growth moving forward, since after only winning 4 games this season, they will have a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. They just released head coach Jerod Mayo, so hopefully the Patriots can bring on a new head coach that will be a catalyst for Drake Maye. Number 3 on our list is Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. The Bears selected Williams as the most obvious number 1 overall pick that everyone saw coming. The former Heisman winner from USC was the talk of the draft. With what you heard about Caleb Williams, you would have thought he had already won 7 Super Bowls before taking his first snap in the NFL. Caleb Williams had the Bears off to a solid start to the beginning of the 2024 NFL season. After the first 6 weeks, the Bears were 4-2, and it looked like they were legitimate contenders to win the division. Then reality struck. The Bears would go on to lose their next 10 games, which also included a Thanksgiving blunder that would ultimately be the end for head coach Matt Eberflus, as he was fired that next Monday. After beginning the season 4-2, the Bears would finish the season 5-12, but the franchise and their fans will remain optimistic about their top pick QB. Even though the Bears as a whole weren't very good, Caleb Williams was a shining light that was noticeable. He completed the season starting all 17 games, completing 351 of his 562 passes for 3,541 passing yards and 20 passing touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. He also added 81 rushing attempts for 489 rushing yards, making his mobility an extra thing for the opposing team to worry about. Caleb Williams was placed under a lot of pressure coming into the league. Everyone crowned him MVP before he even wore an NFL helmet. It has been a topic of conversation that the Bears were poorly constructed and hoped talent alone could bring the Bears some wins. One thing is for sure, after leading the league in sacks allowed with 68, they'll need some O-line help in order to protect their franchise QB. Caleb Williams has potential. His brilliance he displayed in college is in there somewhere, but he'll need to really improve in year 2 to avoid that bust label. Number 2 on our list is Denver Broncos quarterback Bo Nix. Nix was taken with the 12th overall pick in the draft by the Broncos, and head coach Sean Payton was after him all along. Almost nothing was expected from the Broncos this season. They're in the same division as the Chiefs. Jim Harbaugh was projected to bring life to the Chargers, and the Broncos were paying $53 million to Russell Wilson to play for another team. The odds were stacked against the Broncos, but despite all of that, fans were in a big surprise with their rookie QB. Bo Nix was named the day 1 starter and got off to a rough start, losing his first 2 NFL games and throwing 4 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. But after a couple of games under his belt, things started to click a little more. You could see Bo Nix taking care of the ball more, throwing less interceptions and more touchdowns as he began to build chemistry with wide receiver Courtland Sutton. The Broncos also had the pleasure of having the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL to complement the growing play of their rookie QB. Nix finished the year strong, and the Broncos were set to make a playoff run as they finished the season with a 10-7 record to clinch a wild-card spot. In addition to making the playoffs, Bo Nix started in all 17 games, completed 376 of his 576 passes for 3,775 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. He also added 92 rushing attempts for 430 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. A reason that Broncos fans are no doubt proud of, as their team is ready to compete in the playoffs. Simply put, no one had the Broncos making the playoffs over the Dolphins and Bengals, so everyone must give credit to Sean Payton and Bo Nix. The top-ranked QB on our list at number 1 is most likely very unanimous, and the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That is Washington Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels. Daniels was selected with the 2nd overall pick in the draft by the Commanders and was coming off a Heisman Trophy year at LSU and brought the same dual threat dynamic into the NFL. Daniels and the Commanders got off to a solid start to the 2024 NFL season and remained consistent throughout the year. His impressive early season performances earned him NFL Offensive Rookie of the Month award for September. As a rookie, Daniels delivered, showcasing both his passing and rushing abilities, and even his clutch game gene. Similar to the Broncos, no one expected the Commanders to be a contender in the NFC East, but they have earned their spot in the playoffs behind great play from their rookie QB. Daniels also made history by surpassing former Washington quarterback RG3's NFL record for most rushing yards by a rookie quarterback. Jayden Daniels ended the regular season having started all 17 games, completed 331 of his 480 passing attempts for 3,568 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. He also added 148 rushing attempts for 891 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. An impressive showing that Commanders fans and NFL fans as a whole are excited to see flourish for years to come. That concludes our re-rank of the first-round rookie quarterbacks this season. What do you think of our list? Let us know in the comments, and head over to the channel to check out similar NFL-related videos and subscribe for future uploads. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.